Hi everyone, a very good afternoon. Thank you for tuning in again for our third show of the day, our last live show of the day. There will be two more tomorrow as well at 10 and 12, but this is launch day, really exciting, of our latest collection. And already I've got to let you know, we're talking Christmas 2024. This is probably the most anticipated collection of the entire year. Everybody makes cards or buys cards to make for Christmas and buys collections to make cards for Christmas. Probably the biggest card making project of the entire year for everybody watching right now is Christmas card making for the Christmas fairs, that sort of thing. That's why we get into the swing of things in June and launch Christmas 2024. Now, it's Christmas Awaits, which is an amazing collection of anticipation. That's what this is all about. We've all been there. Remember our own childhood where you couldn't sleep, or maybe you woke up at really early o'clock and mum and dad were furious because it's like 4:30 in the morning and you want to rush downstairs, open up your presents. Has Father Christmas been? Of course he has. All that anticipation, all wrapped up into one fantastic Christmas Awaits collection. Now, over half stock gone in 2 shows. Wow. Oh, wow. That means hopefully we'll have enough stock for the shows tomorrow, but stranger things have happened. So if you know you want it and you want to get in now, please do order 240601. It's a fantastic collection of dies. I've got some things to tell you about the vignettes as well, which are slightly different. I'll do that in a second. The price though is $134.99 for all the dies you can see here. The main focal point is, without a shadow of a doubt, that amazing fully dressed Christmas tree that you've got down there on the bottom left hand side of the display. You've got a fantastic fire surround, a wonderful hearth. You've got the stairs leading up, and of course the banisters too. You've then got all that Christmas foliage, which is absolutely exceptional. You've got the stockings, you've got the wrapped up presents, you've got the garlands, and you've also got a few of the Christmas characters in there as well. Little boy, little girl, someone fast asleep, and the little robins are cute. But what I also love, and this is really a bit of an extra special treat, are these wonderful streamlined frames that you've got here. The oval, the rectangle, and the diamond. Now they're not just Christmassy, they're all year round. So you can use those for all sorts of wonderful card making projects right the way through the year. So this is it. If you'd like to get it today, $134.99. That's a special launch price. Everyone gets the final deal, which is $134.99. If we have stock left towards the end of the week, it will go back up to $149.99. But what Carnation do, they've done it again, telling a story, allowing you to put your spin on that story as well. So that's the main collection. We've also got another fantastic frame collection, which is just over there near Carla, and this has also been equally as popular. Over 50% of the stock of this has gone as well. Now, although you've got your Christmas themes in there with your sentiments, Merry Christmas, joy to us all, and also 'tis the season, although they are Christmassy, the actual main frame itself isn't necessarily just for Christmas. That's an all year round purchase, but it works brilliantly well with the main theme today, which is of course your Christmas Awaits. And if I show you what I mean by that, this is a card that Carla did in the last show that was at 11 o'clock. So here she's just using one of those dies from the elongated diamond frame set as a centerpiece, and then decorated with the artwork around it. Show you a few more from the design team. Janine Dawson has done this one. So as you can see, the actual tree is on little kind of protruding struts, which are included in your die set as well. So you can make the tree much more pronounced in the foreground and then have maybe the fire surround in the background. You can use the fire surround as a main card blank if you wanted to. So if you're into smaller cards maybe, then that's a card blank in its own right. Let's show you a few more using one of the rectangular frames that are in the collection. Look at that, how cute's that? But then when you want to really go to town and push the boat out without knocking everything over.
Try, Dave, try.
Look at that. Isn't that amazing? It's like you've walked into a posh hotel or a stately home and they've really kind of gone to town. It reminds me a little bit of like when you walk into, when I went to Highclere Castle where they do Downton Abbey,
yeah,
and they really go to town at Christmas. It reminded me of that, absolutely. 240601, that's the Christmas Awaits collection. Now I talked about the vignettes being something special. Well, the main artwork, which you normally print off for free, that's the same as ever. So you can print off all the artwork for all of these wonderful flowers, the staircases, everything else for free. But there is an option to go for an extra 4 sets of different coloured artwork to do, obviously, to work with this collection. Now, if you want that, that's on offer at just £5. So with this one, the free one, and the other 4, you'll then have 5 colorways that you can choose between to use with these amazing dies. So that's available only for the launch period. So over the next few days, for £5, you'll then get a further 4 different colorways for the Christmas Awaits collection. That's on our website. And if you can't find it, just put Christmas Awaits in the search box and then all that artwork will pop up for you. One more thing, before we go through the boards to show you exactly what you're going to get. The Perfect Papers, the Christmas Awaits Perfect Papers, these are 300 GSM, always great quality and great weight cardstock, 48 sheets. This time though, not only have you got the block colours, you've also got a slightly bolder pattern been printed on some of them as well. And you've got different shades of like a mulberry red through to a coral pink in there, different shades of sage green through to a lighter green and a fawn. So those colours will work with the colour of the artwork beautifully, and that's only £14.99 if you want to add that into your order today, 240609. If you're in America, you too can order. It's $4.95 for your shipping and handling if you're in the States for the main collection. If you want to add the Perfect Papers in, obviously that takes the price of the shipping and handling up to $14.95 for you. Okay, so that's all the kind of housekeeping and all the item numbers and prices. Carla's here, Taz is here, we're all here. I've got my tablet with me this show, so I can say hello to you. I forgot I left it downstairs last show because I'm like that.
You are a bit like that, David B, but it's fine. We love him. Right, let's have a look at the boards and see what you're getting for Christmas Awaits. It's extraordinary, and if you've seen the first 2 shows and you know what's coming next, if you haven't seen them, please do refer back to them. There are very detailed demos in there for you so you can see everything that you can do with this collection. Today we're going to look at these. So we've got the ornate slender frames. Look at these. Look at these. You've got your card bases, you've got your mats, your layers, and then there's layer upon layer upon layer. Like a Christmas cake, isn't it? You can just keep building. But you can also use them for apertures as well. So they're beautiful in that sense. We can make delightful small little Christmas cards with these. And I am going to show you that in demo today. They're absolutely stunning. So don't forget to get hold of your ornate slender frames. I will also say that with Carnation, you are always better with the bundle. It's the best value you can get. Look at that.
Wow.
That is...
Some quite unusual flowers in there as well. Some I hadn't heard of before. The hellebore I recognised.
Every time I see that board, it makes you stop in your tracks. It's just wonderful. You've got these beautiful corner elements here that are just so pretty. Different pieces for you to use depending on how you want to curate the card that you're making. So it depends how you want to build it, depends how you want to put it together. So there's options for any given circumstance, be it corners, be it frames, it's up to you. You've got your pine cones here. You've also got your baby's breath. You've got your tuck-ins there, everything coming through with those gorgeous winter florals. I believe that these are cinnamon. They could be scrolls, I'm not sure which are which, but I do really, really love them either way. They're just such a gorgeous and adornment. And then you've got that small bow, which is so pretty. It's really beautiful on the trees. You've got cut lines on the bow here, so they will just tear off. You can use a pair of scissors, but they will just tear off. And that's so pretty on your Christmas tree as well. So that is your fully adorned. Then we've got your grand surrounds here, which is just beautiful. Now we're going to make a card with this today as well, where we're just using this as a card base. So not only do we have the 3 slender frames, we also have this as a card base for you to use as well. You've got your base layer here, which is going to make your card base. Then you've got your surround, which is done with the most beautiful artwork, all drawn in-house by Carnation team, and it's stunning. You're either going to get the warm background, that glow, you're going to get a vignette to cut for that as well, so you get everything together. Then you see here we've got banisters for the stairs, and this is so that you can build these up in any way that you want to. You can elongate, you can decoupage. So for instance, this could be decoupaged here. You can build everything into the most extraordinary house scene. You've even got a clock to go on top of your fireplace, and you've got those beautiful candelabras as well, which will either see onto the fireplace or either side. So take away the idea of it being Christmas. This is a wonderful home scene, isn't it? So if you've got somebody who's moving house, you've got new home card just sitting here, perfect and ready to go. From there, you've got the star of the show, and it really is the star of the show, this insanely wonderful Christmas tree that has these cut lines going down the sides of them so it can be bent back to give you this optical illusion of it popping out of the card. But we also have this element, this clever little engineered die. This is scored all the way down to form a box, so you're just going to valley fold that round to get your box. And then you've got the little slot here and here, and this slides through that. That then becomes the floor, and it's a grounding device for the bottom of the tree, which allows the tree to pop up 3D, and then you can place elements on the floor. That might be a little one sleeping, or it might be some presents. We've got this stunning big bow this time with that flat line at the bottom, so beautiful for borders, stunning across the Christmas tree. We've also got gorgeous little floral elements here, which are really cute to build up your 3D, sort of all your 3D elements on the tree, along with baubles, tinsel. You've got the star, you've got the extra little pieces of fare. There's so much to build up on here. That really is the star of the show. If you want to take it next level, then absolutely make it a 3D element. So you can put two of them together and piece in your tiny lights, and that's going to give you this extraordinarily beautiful look. And you can get those tiny lights from the Carnation Crafts website as well. There is a link in the previous show for you, so you can go and get those tiny lights to build up your scenes. From there, we have got your gorgeous Excited for Christmas, and this is where it all happens, isn't it? You've got the Lily that's fallen asleep because she's too tired to stay up for Santa. You've got the one here who's just holding her legs in anticipation. She's so excited for it to happen. And this one who just doesn't care. She's not trying to be quiet. She is giddy as a kipper.
She's trouble.
She's trouble with a capital T. And then you've got all the beautiful robins here, which is significant in so many ways, but certainly is sort of known as our Christmas bird, isn't it? Really, really beautiful, beautiful pieces here. Each one has got your left and your right as well, and you can obviously use your mirrored vignettes. We then have seasonal touches, and this is so sweet and so important. You've got your Santa stocking to hang on that fireplace, perfectly proportioned. Little presents to go inside, so they can be little tuck-ins coming out of the stockings to give it more visual impact. The rug, which will sit on that floor piece that we showed you, or be in front of that fireplace. Then you've got the big pile of presents. You've got the wreath, and then you have got the two elements here which will create an extension to the wreath, or it can adorn the fireplace, or it can adorn the stair banister, entirely how you want to craft. But stunning pieces. Look at the cut lines in these. If you want to take a ball tool to this and just use a small ball tool to really make it protrude, you could put foam tape then in the middle and stick two together, and you'd have this beautiful 3D shape. Stunning, stunning pieces. And that is your Christmas Awaits collection.
What a collection that is. And at $134.99, it's a special launch price. Remember, it should be and will go back to $149.99, but if you buy it today, you're getting that extra 10% off, £15 off, down to $134.99 with free UK P&P as well. Now, the other collection we've got for you is a standalone. It's a separate collection, but it works really well. If I just show you again, if I just show you, I've shown you that one already. Let me just show you this one. This is from Janine Dawson. And Janine has used the winterberry frame, cut it 2 times for the front and 2 times for the back, and then join them together. So you end up then with a really lovely thick card base. But isn't that just spectacular? And bring in a few of the elements, the flowers, the little robin, the bow with it, of course, as well. It does work beautifully, beautifully well with the Christmas Awaits. But if you want the winterberry frame set, 240608, that is $44.99, and it's kind of neck and neck in popularity because it's well over half stock gone for both the main Christmas Awaits collection and the winterberry frame collections. And when I first saw it, I thought, oh, is that like a handbag with a handle for the handbag? But it's not. It's actually what looks like a handle is actually like a frame that you can put on the top of the fire surround, for example. So it could be like a mirror above the frame or above the fire surround. And then you've got the Merry Christmas, Joy to Us All, and also, of course, 'Tis the Season. Wonderful ornate sentiments on there too. And you've got artwork for that too, vignettes for that too.
Absolutely. So this is a double cut die, so to speak. Or it can be, if that's what you choose to do with it. You can use it exactly as it is in its natural form. It's stunning, isn't it? So you've got your base card, then you've got your mats and your layers. This stunning filigree on top, which is so pretty anyway, and very, very delicate, isn't it? It's very pretty. But we also get an extra die in this set. Now, you can't see it when you're looking at this board, but you can if you're beady-eyed when you're looking at this. The white line that runs through the middle. You've got it there and you've got it there. That's a separate die, and the die looks like that, okay? And so what we do is we put a piece of white cardstock down and we cut that first, and it's just going to cut a line into your cardstock. Then we place this on top and we cut that. The filigree goes on top of the cut line here. That creates the most beautiful shaping for your cards. Now, we did a very detailed demonstration of that in the first hour at 9 o'clock this morning. So please do go and revisit that so that you can work out how to do it. It was at the beginning of the show, but it's so easy and it creates something completely different. So we have these beautiful frames here with this gorgeous, beautiful archway at the top, something completely different from its original form. And that's amazing, isn't it? Because now we have loads more different ways to play with a die that was originally just what it was, albeit stunning, but we now have new ways of playing with it. That's really important.
Can I just show you this? This is from Barbara Treadwell, one of my favourites of the show today. That is spectacular. So that main Winterberry frame in the background, white on white, maybe raise it up a little bit if you want to cast a bit of a shadow, but then a lovely, almost like a bouquet of those Christmas flowers in the centre, and then joy to all in the front of that. That's magnificent. So that's why this collection has been put in the show with the Christmas Awaits, because they do kind of support each other beautifully,
Absolutely, don't they? Yeah. Let's look at those sentiments that Dave's showing us there. You've got joy to all, 'tis the season, and Merry Christmas, all done in a really beautiful cursive font. Each one with its own backing layer so that they can be raised up from the rest of the card. So if you're doing something that's quite detailed, for instance, you might want to have a white background so that your sentiment really stands out. You've got all the tools you need to make that happen. We have literally provided you with everything to give you the most extraordinary card making tools. And it's incredible. The whole collection is incredible. Your Winterberry frame is really important. No wonder it's gone neck and neck.
You've even got the vignettes and the artwork for the sentiments.
Absolutely,
in
two different colourways. Yeah, you've got the gold and then you've got the black and gold as well, so you can create whichever way you want to. Very, very evocative of Christmas, the font, isn't it? It reminds me, just looking at that, of Muppets Christmas Carol straight away, the minute I see it. So it's very, very evocative of Christmas straight away, and that's important too.
Absolutely. Well, loads of you got in touch today. As I said to you before, this is regarded as being one of the most eagerly anticipated launches of the year. Everybody looks forward to the Christmas launches from whatever company they represent, and Carnations is certainly a highlight that many of you look forward to and buy each year. If you got the Christmas collection from last year that was stunning, then this is going to be another way of kind of making your crafting even more versatile, I suppose. But yeah, you've got everything you need there to really make your story. Maybe it's taking you back to your childhood. Maybe you opened a present too early in the middle of the night on Christmas Eve, like I did and got told off when I was a young boy. Maybe that's all coming back to you because it really kind of sets the scene. As Christmas is around the corner. Well, not literally, but you know what I mean. So 240601 134.99. We can offer PayPal Pay in 3 if you use your PayPal account and want to spread the cost of it over 3 payments. That's fine by us as well. But do please take advantage of the fact that the tiny lights, the tiny lights are so appropriate for that tree. Imagine those just wrapped around it, or possibly like that one that we showed you earlier on that was done by Lavinia. Because you've got those 2 cut lines in the Christmas tree, you can make a 3-dimensional tree like this very easily, put some lights on it as well. I was thinking that that would be lovely maybe as place settings on the Christmas dinner table. If you've got friends and family coming, that would make a lovely little ornament, and they could take it home with them.
Absolutely, it's just so sweet, isn't it? And they're nice, easy things to make. If you're doing a craft fair for Christmas, to have a couple of those lining your craft table at the front with those tiny lights, you're going to attract a number of people, aren't you, with those Christmas trees. Nice way to start your crafting out, isn't it?
And the way it works, if you've never ordered from us before, I know we get lots of regulars come in every single month, but if you've never ordered before, carnationcrafts.co.uk is the website address. You can order your deal there. While you're there, after you've purchased your dies, then go to our downloads and free download section. That's when you'll put in Christmas Awaits in the search box, and then all the artwork will be there for you. And don't forget, you have got the option of, for another £5, having 4 different colourways on top of the 1 colourway that you normally get free, which you are today as well. So that's a limited offer, limited time offer at our website. And so many of you have messaged today to say that you've already got a confirmation email. It's on its way. You may even get it tomorrow as well, because that's how quickly the team on launch day are poised. They're there, ready to pick, pack, and then send in the post. Many of you will probably get it tomorrow, in actual fact. Taz.
Well, Suzanne has just messaged in and said she's had an email to say hers is complete and on its way. Linda Venus has said my order is complete. She's doing the printing later, ready for when it arrives.
Fabulous.
And then we've got Annie Foxall asking what size are the DL Slender frames, please?
DL Slender frames.
Can you pass that to me, Dave?
I can.
And I'll give you a little measure. Let's have a look.
Are we getting the comments through now, Taz?
On YouTube, I can see it on here.
Ah, okay.
We are looking the rectangle at just over, hold on, there you go, 50, just over 15 centimetres for your rectangle. It'll be the same, I would imagine, for your oval, that's 15. And again, for your diamond is 16 and a half, just coming up to, yeah, 16 and a half there. Width-wise, this one will be your widest at 6.5 as well.
Brilliant.
So there you go, lovely sizes, 6.5 for your oval, and 6 for your DL shape, so plenty to have a go at there.
Thanks for the question. Any more questions, get them coming in. You can either message us on YouTube or Facebook, of course, as well, where we're live. And do remember, tomorrow, if you can't watch the whole show now, there are 2 more shows tomorrow at 10 and 12, all about the brand new Christmas collection.
Absolutely. Should we demo?
Let's do it.
Let me tell you a secret beforehand, though, because they love it when I get everybody into trouble. Last post is at 2 o'clock.
Pardon?
Last post is at 2 o'clock. You've got 40
Oh, yes, of course. That's when
Finished
Postman...
nicely by a cough there. Thank you very much.
That's when Postman Pat arrives at HQ.
At HQ.
Yeah.
So I'm letting you in on secrets there. You've got 40 minutes. Right, let's have a look at those slender frames.
I think you whispered so quietly, I didn't hear you.
Oh, did you not?
And neither did I.
Well, that means Carnation didn't either, so we can't get into trouble. So we are going to have a look at those slender frames. I want to look at the DL one and at the ovals. We're going to look at both of those together simultaneously. I've taken the base, the large die from the DL, and I've scored right in the centre of it so that I've got it as a card base. Okay, so look how dinky and cute that is. Red liner tape on the reverse of this. Now I'm going to take that off, and I'm going to work with this flat and open, but that will be my card base, and I did just want to show you that. From there, I'm going to just place in half of that little extra piece just there, okay? So I've got the decorative element. I'm going to cover most of it, but I do just want to know it's there in case I've got any white space that might interfere. So now that I've got that, I'm now going to bring in the oval, and I'm going to just place that in the centre of there. I'm always going to be looking, where is my end point here? Okay, because I can choose to have this much higher if I want to. I can make it into a really nice elongated shape. It's just where I want it to be. So I'm just going to place a little bit of wet glue on here. That's going to allow me to choose exactly where I want it to be. So I'll keep it folded while I do that, and then I'll open it out when I want to put my next mats and layers on. So tiny amounts of wet glue here. So I'm just going to place on, not too much, but enough to keep it held. And I'll place it around about thither. And that'll just hold it in place. Now I'm good to go. If I keep it like that, it's going to obviously fold upwards. So sometimes you might find it easier to work flat. And it's just a case of turning it there.
It's nice to have those really kind of streamlined shapes rather than the fatter ones.
Absolutely love it. And
yeah.
I love the fact that I can make smaller Christmas cards. A lot of our Christmas cards tend to be smaller, don't they? Because that we make so many of them, so we tend to sort of craft in that way. Bringing in some of those perfect papers now, that beautiful, beautiful sort of add in the white layer. So I'm just going to have a little tiny frame of that red.
Now the embossed detail around the edge of that isn't necessarily Christmassy, is it?
Not at all.
No.
These frames can be used for anything. Like, I think they're amazing. This and the Winterberry frame I am smitten with, because they're so versatile for so many different craft ranges. Let's place that down. Okay, so you've got that gorgeous outline of the red here. Now obviously that bit will disappear because it's not part of the frame, but now I've got this beautiful shape that I can use and have it so it's the standing point. Now if you find that slips too much, because obviously mine needs burnishing now because I've had it open, you can use a piece of cardstock on the inside to just hold it together. So just score, if you take a thin line of cardstock, score at either end and turn those up, they will hold the card open. It's up to you whichever way you want to do it. The more you burnish it, the better it will stand folded, but I need to work with it like this. So let's start to bring in some elements. Now I've got my very beautiful wreath here. I'm going to turn it round and just very carefully go through the bow and work round. And I'm not touching the edges, I'm going through that middle. And I'm going to do that just at the bottom there as well, and that's just going to make it poof out a little bit so it'll protrude. Now you could then put some foam tape in there. I'm going to come in instead with my pin flare glue gel, which you can get from the Carnation site. If you're going to be making a lot of Carnation cards at Christmas, I cannot recommend this enough.
I know, pin flare will be your new best friend.
It will, and you can also, I'm pretty sure on the Carnation website when you get this, it also comes with a syringe, I think.
Yes, I think you're right.
So then you're going to have that as well.
And it dries rock solid. Leave it overnight or for a 24-hour period, and it just, it's like concrete.
So I've just popped that into the syringe, and I'm going to use the plunger. That way I can just place this into here.
Taz has something.
The glue gel plus syringes, twin pack,
Yeah.
$10.99. It's on a special price.
Bargain.
That
Okay.
is wonderful pricing.
That'll be on the website then.
So,
2 tubes and the syringe, $10.99.
placing that in there, so we've got it. And then we're going to start to decorate in. So let's create a little corner. See how we start to build that Christmas feel. Now you've got options here. Because that's going to be the card base, I can actually start to bring this down so that it's placed further into that square piece at the bottom. What that's going to do is leave that free so that I still get that beautiful visual of this piece. If you prefer, you can bring in 2 pieces, create that crisscross so we get that full bloom at the bottom. Okay, this is just quick Christmas card making. So now we're filling in that space and we get the 2 corner lines. So it's up to you how you want to craft, but I really love that kind of symmetry in there as well. So I'm going to place some of my pin flare in. A little bit of height there, not too much. Overlap these. Place in and through.
And the lovely thing about pin flare is it gives you lots of time to kind of manoeuvre to make sure you've got it in the right place.
It's the most awesome thing for crafting. I absolutely blooming love pin flare. It's one of my favourite ever craft products. It makes crafting so easy and so effective, mainly because I love paper sculpture, obviously, and this gives me all the options for that.
And the white PVA glue is Carnation's everyday glue. You get 7 bottles in a set, that's why it's called everyday. And it's got a very low water content too, hasn't it? That,
yes, so it dries super fast. So I'm just exploring the bottom of the card here, so I'm sort of concentrating on this area more than anything else at the moment. And I just want to add in little visual cues for it. So from here, I've now got my white hellebore. I believe that's what this one is called. Rotate round, get some depth.
There's me saying yes, like I'm sounding like I know what I'm talking about.
All right, Alan Titchmarsh over there in the corner. Nice bit of pin flare here. I can lay that on top.
On the everyday glue gel, by the way, not glue gel, everyday glue is on a special price at the moment of $14.99 for the 7 bottles, so that's a good price too.
Madness on the Carnation website. Madness, I tell you.
I know.
Let me just lift that forward. Let's put some of this here.
And you could lose yourself on the website for a good few hours. There's so much on there.
It's a craft store as opposed to just Carnation diaries. There is a full craft store at your fingertips. Remember, on the Carnation Crafts website, anything that is 3 months old or older as far as dies are concerned, so not the most recent, 3 months or over, you can use your 10% discount from your newsletter code. It won't be relevant for the most recent products, but it will certainly get you discount on the ones prior to. Let's take the small bow.
Of course, at the moment, you're all getting your 10% discount because you're coming in at the launch.
Exactly.
Everyone gets the same deal for a limited time, though.
So let's place this in. So we're just shaping that out. Now I'm putting some gel glue in here into the little bits that I've shaped. That'll keep it raised, which is super important. Pop that just underneath his flower just to give it that little finished edge there. So you've got that really pretty frame, and we're creating the frame because we've got the sentiment. And this is very clean card making. We're not using a ton of elements. We're keeping it simple. We're basically lining on the white space and adding in that joyous colour that we get from the Carnation team.
And I'm just wondering how many of you have opted to go for the extra 4 colourways in the main collection for a £5. Seems like a cracking deal to me.
It seems silly not to, doesn't it?
Well, it just means you get much more variety out of your main collection.
For a £5.
Yeah.
And then, once I've got that seated perfectly, I'm just going to come in and I'm going to use some wet glue here, keep this flat, because I want my flowers to protrude the most. A little bit of wet glue there, just in the centre. Place it on. And just down. There you go.
Beautiful.
Really cute, right? Beautiful, beautiful little cards made with those ornate slender frames. And so you can see the dimension coming out there as we would expect with Carnation. Hey up me birds dropping.
And literally everything that Carla's put on that card you're getting in your Christmas Awaits collection. Okay, the other extra item we've got on the show today is the winter berry frame, which we didn't use on that particular demonstration. So if you want that, which is, as you can see there, and that was the one that I showed you earlier on that's got, oh actually let me show you a different one. I'm just trying to not knock everything over. There we go. So this is, Tina has done this one. So that's that beautiful winterberry frame in the background. Now she's raised it up a little bit. She's got some probably 2mm foam pads on there. And that's enough to get a little bit of a shadow behind it rather than sticking it completely flat. I love the little robin that's just come in here to make an appearance. Really lovely. And then you've got Joy to All as the main verse in the centre of it. So if you want the winterberry frame die set, that's $44.99, 240608. It's probably easier though, and you'll get to see more if you take a look at our little clip of the design team members and what they've been busy with over the last few weeks. So of course you can make the fire surround, for example, like a background scene behind the actual Christmas tree if you wanted to, which many people have done. Or like Barbara on the design team has made this into a really cute mini card. Or again, that could be a place setting. You could have someone's name in the hearth in there if you wanted to do that. But there's lots and lots of ways. It's also about versatility. And today is launch day. You're getting in right at the beginning. Now we talked earlier on about 10% off for obviously loyal Carnation fans and viewers. So you should be paying $149.99 for this. Today you're going to get it for $134.99, so it saves you £15. If you order this later in the week after the launch period, it will be 10% higher, going back to $149.99. But if you order it today, you get it at the discounted price and free UK P&P. And loads of you have ordered this today. Over half stock went by the start of this show, 240601. Perfect papers. I mean, again, for the sake of $14.99, to make sure that everything works, all the colours work together. Then there they are, 48 sheets of the printed and the block colours as well, 300 GSM, and that's 240609 at £14.99. But of course, lots of you going for the winter berry frame as well. It's all there on the website. Cherry pick what you'd like, or go for all of it if you'd like to. Lots of messages come through earlier on today from people saying that they'd actually bought the whole lot. They've been given the all clear to go and buy the whole lot. More messages coming through. Taz?
Suzanne, who said that she bought the whole lot, has just also ordered the extra colourways for a £5, ready to print off.
Nice one, Suzanne. Absolutely brilliant. You will not regret that. Absolutely. Okay, we've got another, what, 20 minutes or so, I suppose?
Right, let's get demo in. So I want to do a card that just bases itself around the fireplace. I'm trying to get you a demo of all aspects, if that makes sense. So let's do one of the fireplace. So I've taken the large die from the fireplace, cut it twice, and this is going to be utilised as my actual card base. So same as always, scored at ½ inch, folded in towards your body, shuffled with the other, and let's just place that together. That's going to give me a really nice A-up little card base. Just making sure I've got that locked in at the bottom, and it's just going to sit there. Now, from there, I've also got my glowing fire. All I need to do here is ensure that it's within the parameters of the actual fireplace. Okay, that's all I'm doing, just making sure I've got it within those parameters, because the vignette, the artwork for the actual fireplace itself, is going to give me everything else that I need.
I do love a real fire. That's one thing I wish I'd got, which I haven't.
Yeah, I don't even have a pretend fire in this house.
No.
There's not even like an electric or
You should
a...
get a log burner or something like that. It'd be nice.
Dave, that sounds like it'd be dangerous with me.
Well, maybe for you, yeah.
So now I've got my wee little fireplace here, okay? So that's going to cover up that square of the vignette, but give me all of the detailing that I want. But I want to do what we've been talking about earlier in the shows, which is break the silhouette with this one. So instead of just having the fireplace on its own, although you can make gorgeous cards just like this, I'm going to break that silhouette by bringing in the tree. Let's bring in that star of the show. Now, in order to put down my fireplace, I first of all need to make sure that my tree has got a grounding point, that it's got something to stick to, okay? So I've got to just make sure before I put my foam tape down here, I can get the tree stuck down first. And that's just going to make sure that everything is where I want it to be. So you're going to want to make sure this is stuck very firmly.
So I presume on all those different coloured vignettes, you'll have a different, not necessarily different coloured tree, but there'll be different coloured flowers on it and that sort of thing.
Yeah, I haven't seen them, so I don't want to verify everything because I haven't seen all 5 of them, but you will have different colourways for all variants in here. So I'm just going to make sure that that is really firmly adhered to the actual card base. Then I'm going to come in with my foam tape, which is going to make sure doubly that it is sealed down. So I've done it with the wet glue, and now I'm going to do it with the foam tape. We've got this on a 5mm, so we're going nice and high. Get that distance, and I'm just going to place this.
Where we used to live, we used to have a lovely conservatory that had a really high ceiling, so we bought a tree to go in there, which was fantastic. When we moved, we didn't have that
the
same high ceiling, so now we have to bend our Christmas tree top over because it's
oh,
a bit
bless
too tall for the room.
Just a little bit too high. Now I've got my little rug here, and I'm just going to place this in over the front, and that's just going to give me the idea of perspective. Now if you look at the way that this has been painted and designed, see the gold of the rug,
yep.
the floofy bits on the rug, they're the same size as the fireplace. It gives you the perspective that you are literally able to see into that fireplace.
That's the level of detail, isn't it?
That's how it's designed. That's what you're going to get. Let's put a little bit of wet glue on here. I'm not going nuts with it. And oh, I put it in the wrong places there. It won't stick in the middle, will it?
It's kind of almost subconscious. You don't even realise it's doing it, but it's pointing towards the middle of the fireplace.
And it just grounds everything out for me. And so I've got that really nice grounding device there. So I've got a purpose. There's a reason for that to be there. So we're going to pop that there. Now I've got my little grate here. You can either put this in flat. I really like to just roll mine and bend it a little bit. And then I can just pull those edges back. And we did this in the earlier demonstration. Pop a little bit of glue on there, and they're going to be my pinning points, and I'm going to use my pokey tool to just ensure that that adhesion has hit. So small amounts of glue just on those edges here. I never use a huge amount, as lots of you already know. Pop that in, place that there. That's going to keep it rounded, get it pinned. Once you know you've established a point of adhesion at one side, you can go in and establish it at the other. And that just gives it a little bit of extra depth where it's sort of sitting forward. You can tell when the card's lifted that it's there. So super, super cute. Right, let's come in now and do a little bit extra with the fireplace. So it's not quite so naked. So I'm not going to do too much, but...
So these garlands, these kind of semicircular garlands, they could be going up the banisters, they could be across the top of the fire surround, whatever you want to do with them.
They're super sweet. Now, this is when your pin flare becomes really useful. I'm going to put some inside the bow here. And I'm going to place this on. Now, if I wanted to put the 2 festoony bits on first, I could... but I'd have to know I've got them exact.
Right.
Because I'm using pin flare, I can waggle things. So I've got these coming in. They're going to adorn my fireplace, okay? So I can do it either way. I can have them lifted. I can have them over the top. It doesn't matter which way you do it, but it means because I've got pin flare, I can move and I can bend and shape as I need to. which is super, super useful. Let me place that there, make sure I've got the matching one. Yes, I have. And place that round. So now I've got the two. And a little bit of pin flare just at that edge, which it's going to hit here. And just twist it slightly, like so. Look how pretty this is.
Gorgeous.
You'd love this fireplace in your own house, wouldn't you?
Oh yes, bit of carved granite or something like that, or marble.
Yeah. And then just bring it down so it's just framing out that little fireplace. Super, super sweet. Sorry about my hands being in the way there. And just place that so we're now evenly balanced. We've got that beautiful scene going ahead. Let's look at this tree. I'm going to bring in some tinsel just to adorn it.
You've actually got dies that will cut out the other flowers, so if you wanted to make the flowers on the tree more 3D, you've got that option as well.
You can decoupage to your heart's content. We don't have a lot of time in demo for that. If I do that, we're not going to have time to actually get as many demos as we can, but you know yourselves, you can just build up those florals, shape them out a little bit. Now I'm going to place this one just going across there to the halfway point, even down to providing us with tinsel. I love, love, love this collection. And then I'm just going to overlap and get that somewhere near to the edge of my tree. About there is perfect.
So I mean, obviously this colourway that we're working with is the free one that you're going to be getting on the website, and that's very much a traditional Christmas with colours like greens and golds and reds. But with the other 4 colourways that are available for £5, chances are you'll have a more contemporary maybe Christmas, possibly, with colourways that are there.
Absolutely.
You can see them before you buy them, so you'll see exactly what it is.
Right, I'm going to take my little set of presents, and then I'm going to take my other one and I'm going to utilise the snippability that comes with Carnation dies. So from here I'm going to look for my little pip marks. You can see them because of those cut lines. Can you hear it? It just clicks as it goes. I'm just going to cut round this square one in the centre. You can hear it clicking as they just give on those cut lines. So this one, add in a good amount of silicone gel glue or a foam pad, whichever you prefer. And let's give that a little bit of decoupage so it pops even more. So you've got that 3D effect. Then we're going to add in a little clock to the top of my fireplace so that I'm finishing off. So I've got a visual height on the fireplace as well. So it's not all sort of based out on one side. So I'll just put that here. Actually, if I do it behind, that'll be easier for this one. Let's do it that way, there and there. Just remember, we've got silicone gel glue. I can move those elements until I'm ready. That's such a boon.
The top tip,
So
when you're
that's
letting
there.
it dry, just keep it somewhere safe where no one's going to put their hands on it or accidentally knock it or anything like that.
So let's give this Litley a little bit of shape, just quietly, because she's sleeping.
Or is she sleeping guarding the presents?
Yeah.
Ah, cute.
And she's all swaddled up in her little blanket. See how all the colours work together? So her blanket is the same colour as the flower, as the presents, and the same colour as the fireplace. Nothing clashes with Carnation. And here she is, fast asleep.
She's the protector of the present. Yeah.
Snoozy, snoozy.
Isn't that sweet?
Little Christmas scene.
Or maybe she's snoozing because she got up so early and no one else is up yet, that she's just curled up there waiting for everybody to get downstairs. It's the anticipation of the time before Christmas, isn't it? That's what this collection's all about. If it's memories for your own childhood or memories for your grandchildren, your children or whatever, it's just everything about Christmas that fills your heart with joy at the end of the day. So the main collection, remember, is called Christmas Awaits. You've got a lot of main elements actually. The biggest and the biggest main element is of course the big Christmas tree, which has got 2 cut lines going down both sides, so you can, if you wanted to, make it very much a 3-dimensional tree. And if you're doing that, you could easily hide the mechanics for the tiny lights, for example, behind and inside the tree. Then you've got those other dies that you can see there for the decoupage elements and the tinsel and so on. The robins there, the three little boy and girl characters are there. The garlands, and of course the Christmas stockings, the wrapped up presents. The beautiful foliage up here, the fully adorned collection is just magnificent. You've got these incredibly beautiful and graceful, elegant, slim shapes, card shapes, ovals, rectangles, and the elegant diamond. And then over here you've got the staircase. Staircase, the fire surround, the lights, the kind of chandelier lights that can go on the walls. All of that for £134.99. You'll notice it's a £15 discount. It's a 10% discount because you're getting it from us at launch. So thank you for that. Everyone gets the same discounted price, £240601. The other, of course, is the winter berry frame, which, to be honest with you, could be used all year round. I mean, you look at the actual detail of the artwork, which is incredible. It's not got holly everywhere or poinsettias everywhere. It's just a beautiful floral and foliage style. You have obviously got the Christmas messages there. Joy to all, 'tis the season, and Merry Christmas. 55% now of the berry winter frame has gone. Okay, it's an all year round investment. And the other, what I thought were handles to start off with, they're actually frames that you can put maybe above the fire surround to make it look like a mirror or something like that. Put some mirrored card behind that. That would look fantastic. £44.99 for that one, 240608. Don't forget your perfect papers, which I'm sure you have got, but if you haven't, they're there. And don't forget the actual vignettes. They are free, as always, for the single colour option, but we do have a further 4 colourways. If you want to go for that, it's only £5 for all 4 different colourways, which is exceptional value for money. You'll then have 5 different colourways to enjoy with this collection. So for an extra £5, it makes absolute sense. You're not paying any P&P if you're in the UK, so why not treat yourself to that for £5?
Absolutely. It's an amazing little addition, isn't it, to get all those extra for such a cheap price, and all of the work that goes into them recreating those. So to give them for that price is insane. I want to do an 8x8 card if it's possible, because it's the one thing we haven't actually focused on today, is doing something that is a larger size card. So I'm hoping, Dave, that I think I've covered all bases as far as doing the different styles.
They've been amazing demos today.
Thank you. So we've got, I want to just take a shout out for 1 minute for that perfect paper, because I might be its biggest fan. That colour is extraordinary. It's so pretty. It's rich, it's cinnamon red. I once had a room painted in a very similar colour to that. I love it so much. I am smitten. From there, I'm going to come in with its, look at that.
Love it. And the pattern's actually a little bit bolder on these
I
sheets.
love them so much. Absolutely beautiful. Let's go in with this stunning, stunning colour. Look at that.
Mm-hmm. And of course the pattern on that doesn't say Christmas really, it could be used for all sorts.
It could be used for all sorts, of course. Right, let's cool those tones, okay? So give ourselves a white platform to work on from here. Now I want to do something slightly different, but using those Christmas florals. So we're going to come in with our standard 8x8, place on that white frame. Now let's play. Let's play. I've got my wet glue at the ready, and this is what we're going to predominantly be using. I'm going to take in these pieces just here, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to very gently lay it. I'm not going to commit just yet because I need to know how big.
So they're frames, just straight-sided frames, yeah?
Yeah, they're part of your, I think they're part of your, they are indeed winterberry frame. Sorry, my brain lost itself once again for a second there. Let me just overlap those on that corner. Once again. So I'm creating my own frame here. Let's add this in. I just want to make sure I've got, before I fully commit, I'm just laying it, because I've got to make sure that I've got that square as right as I can get it. You've got more time at home. We're obviously limited here. Take your time to just lay this out in the prettiest way. Lay it on and on, okay?
And that could be a picture frame, could be a mirror, anything.
That's so beautiful, isn't it?
Yeah.
That frame is so pretty. There's something really, really beautiful about that, just as it is. So that's your starting point. Really easy starting point, but it gives you something very, very beautiful to work with. Let's start playing now with how we build up to create something very visually pleasing. So I'm going to come in. I am going to shape these a little. Take a ball tool that's an appropriate size. Just shape a little bit in. Take another corner. I'm going to do this corner to corner. Just pulling those through. Okay, pull that down. Same again. Now, out. Silicone gel glue. Bit of pin flare here. My corner. To my corner.
I thought you were going to put it in the frame. That's nice, though. You put it on the outside.
Just the outside, just so it's a slight overlap there, because I'm going to start building in with my extra florals. This is where your tuck-ins become so wonderful. Something we haven't looked at is the pine cone, and I do want to just give it a little nod because I love them and they're so beautifully designed and so easy to shape. So we're going to come in with a little pine cone, lift, point in to the frame.
Mm-hmm.
Same again, point in. And now visually I'm straight away looking to the center of that. You've with your composition, you're putting them in that diagonal, you're immediately drawn to what's in the center. You've done all of the work you need. The hard work is already done. Now it's just making it pretty. So we're going to take in some wet glue and we're going to start using these stunning, stunning tuck-ins that are just a delight. Look at that.
And again, if you want to make them different, you can snip them so they don't appear all to be exactly the same.
Absolutely. You have got literally a playground and this is all yours. Excuse the bit of glue I've got in the center there. I will remove it in a second. Look how beautiful these, they're so pretty the way they tether out, aren't they? It's so Christmassy without you even trying. There's something very Christmassy about bringing in these tuck-ins. Just placing on some wet glue. A little more than usual because we are against the clock slightly.
Of course, don't forget, today being the launch day means that there's a second day of enjoying shows tomorrow. Slightly different times, 10 o'clock and 12 o'clock tomorrow, with more inspiration and more ideas, and of course an accurate update as to where we are, because when we came on about 50 minutes ago, over half the entire stock had gone on day one for the most eagerly...
Unsurprising.
I know, the most eagerly awaited collection of the year. Or it's always the Christmas collection, always.
We've got 7 minutes left.
7 minutes left before 2 o'clock, before Postie arrives.
Let's pop in a little green into
We can't
these
guarantee
corners.
you'll get it tomorrow because it depends on your postman, but if it's left Carnation by 2, there's every fighting chance.
Fill out that frame a little bit, okay? So we want to just poof it out just a little bit. Now, snipping, snippability, tuck-ins, snippability. Sometimes, in order to give yourself more tuck-ins, you can do more snip-ins. More snip-ins equal more tuck-ins. So I'm just going to go through with these. I'm just going to rotate this.
Hi, Taz.
Charlotte said that she has put her order in. Yippee!
Aww,
Yippee!
I'm so excited.
Nice
for
one,
you all.
Charlotte.
Well
Glad
done.
you got it.
Right, snippability becomes tuckability. So I'm going to get rid of the stems for these.
Have you gone for the extra colourway, Charlotte, for £5 more? Rude not to.
So excited for everyone. What an amazing thing to receive through the post, right?
Yeah.
So just get rid of these.
And actually, having a collection in total in 5 different colourways, it'll make your cards look completely different, won't it?
It'll just draw it out, won't it? So I'm going to just get rid of these and I'm going to add in some more white florals. Now the reason that I'm adding in more white than anything else is because I've got the very dark red frame. So I'm going to make this pop a little bit more by adding in and a couple of additional whites. Doesn't really matter where you place them, but having that little white space, that pop of white, just creates a different visual. You can see that starting to build already just with one. And if I put 2 on each frame, with the white here, suddenly it becomes a very different Christmas scene, doesn't it? Because if you look at that one compared to this, where you've got that white pop, there's a difference in your colour base, your theory, if you like. That's the wrong word, but you know what I mean.
I know what you mean.
Right, let's just snip this away and this away.
There's so much going on in those floral clusters. There's so many
Stunning.
different angles, so many different directions.
They're an absolute delight. Let's bring this in. Where's my other one?
Taz?
Sharon placed her order this morning while she was in the doctor's room.
Cool.
Oh,
Dedication.
that is what, while you were with the doctor or waiting to see the doctor? Dedication, absolutely. You've got to get in quick. Nice one, Sharon. Hope all is well.
Right, let's get my little sentiment here. Where's my wadgum gone, Dave? Oh, it's there.
You what?
My wadgum.
Taz?
Also, sorry, just while Carla's sticking that down, Pauline's asked if this collection will be available on USB. I have just had confirmation that we expect it in September.
Okay, so the answer is yes. Who was that asked the question?
Pauline.
Pauline. So yes, in September is the answer, Pauline. Thank you for the question. I noticed a few questions about that earlier on, actually. So yes, watch out in September.
Can we just have a look at that gold and black on there? Is that not beautiful?
Stunning.
Really gorgeous, isn't it? Right, let's take this off on a 5mm. And then we are nearly done with this one. Not quite, but nearly. Your Merry Christmas right in the centre. And let's just finish this off.
With a little robin redbreast.
Just two little robins.
Amazing. That is a stunning 8x8 card, isn't it? So whether you're a traditionalist and like to do the same style of card, maybe a 5x7, 7x7, 8x8, whatever, DL, there's something here for everybody. You can use all the elements in so many different ways, but you've got those three beautiful elongated shaped die sets, the rectangle, the oval and the diamond. Everything else in Christmas Awaits is there for you to enjoy. You can decorate the fire surround, you can decorate your tree. And this one from Janine Dawson actually has decorated it even more with some little faux pearls. And as you can see, look, that's been elongated and pushed forward using those little card squares. And that then allows you to, if you wanted to, squeeze back the sides of the tree. So if you wanted to put little tiny lights in there and have the little box of tricks inside it, like with this one, you can do that. I mean, to be honest, the little lights, I'm obsessed with illumination. I really am, because I'm a model maker myself. So just that to me is so special. The fact you can wrap the little lights around the tree, make it a three-dimensional ornament that stands up on its own. The little lights, remember, you get 4 strands in total, and they're on our website, and there's a link on our Facebook page and YouTube as well that will take you directly there if you want them. And they even come with batteries included too. So I'm really glad to know that you've loved Christmas Awaits. And remember, Carla and Taz are going to be here tomorrow at 12 and 10 o'clock in the morning with 2 more shows, but the stock is going very, very quickly. And don't forget your Winterberry frame and your perfect papers as well at the same time. All of that's on the website now. Thank you for your company. I always love coming here once a month and doing the launches with you, and I love the fact you love Christmas as much as we have, although it's June. But that's what we do in craft. Every June we launch Christmas. Thank you, Taz.
Thank you.
Hey, Carla.
Thank you.
Thank you for watching, and join them tomorrow from 10 o'clock. Bye.